Recording in progress.
All right.
All right, so Moon, floor is all yours.
Thank you. Hi everyone, and welcome to How to Make Black Salt. I kept it really general because black salt is in many different practices, and this version of what I'm going to teach tonight does not have cultural appropriation in it, because there is some of them that does have it. So tonight we are going to go on a journey, and we're actually going to have fire, controlled fire, 5B, but there will be fire, and I will also go over the safety parts of fire, and we're also going to be making our own personal black salt that we can take home.
Yay.
So Carl, can you please get the screen up for the PowerPoint?
Yes. Share screen, PowerPoint, share, from beginning,
From the beginning.
okay,
Click it
Can you put
again.
them over there now?
there we go.
There we go. Now, not everyone's black salt's going to look like that. That's on the screen, but that's okay. Next slide, please. What is black salt? Black salt has been used for many centuries for protection, cursing, hexing, banishing, and reverse magic. Black salt exerts negative energy and leftover vibrations. Negative energy can dull our aura, and it can even attach to us into our space, potentially leading to emotions such as depression, lack of motivation, anxiety, and other unhealthy habits. Black salt can also absorb negative energy from your environment circumstances, and is often used in spells and magical workings to create barriers, assist in spiritual boundaries, and to provide protection. Black salt can also be used as a ward to ward off any negative and physical energies while protecting yourself and your space. Black salt can be used alone or at a base of your spell work or rituals. It can be combined with other herbs and essential oils in a little spell jar. Next slide, please. Okay, there are many different uses for black salt. You can dress a black candle in oil and black salt for spell work to banish negative forces and reverse hexes. You can also sprinkle black salt around the perimeter of your home or space to keep away unwanted energies or spirits, or people. Just depends on what you put into it. If someone's allergic to it, it makes them sneeze. Grind up black salt by using a mortar and pestle and place it into powders and anointing oils. You can, when you make like different oils that you use to anoint different items, you can also use black salt. Energetically cleanse your clear healing crystals by placing them on top of black salt. That's one of the best ways you can clean crystals, but be mindful if you're going to cleanse your crystals with black salt. Make sure they do not have a reaction to salt or any herb that you put into it. If it's a selenite or it ends with an ite, do not use any form of liquid with it. It will destroy the crystals and can potentially cause toxic fumes and can actually make you really sick if you touch it or try to clean it up. You can use it also in ritual baths to cleanse and to purify before or after any magical workings or spells. Another great thing I do with my black salt is I make a little bucket of water with it, with cleansing with Florida water, and I go through and I cleanse any item that I buy from the store. And it also cleans the item, but also puts a protection onto the item. So any negative or anything icky, because you don't know who picked it up and you don't know who does what, who has different energies, it's better to get rid of it that way. So what will you need to make black salt? You will need natural rock salt or regular table salt. You can also use kosher salt and sea salt. It's whatever you wish to use. You're going to need ash. We're going to make ash tonight, but we also have turning the tides ashes that we're going to use to make ours as an option.
Any ash?
Any ash that's like from your like spell working. Like if you want a specific like protection, like if you want cedar ash from that, if you want pine, if you want your incense to your deity and you want to make a black salt with the deity's incense ash, you can do that as well.
I have a question. So you say ash. Now, I'm not trying to be flippant. I'm actually very honest. I want, like, is it something that some people do if they're going to be going down a different magical path in the sense of human or animal ash after crematorium kind of things? That,
No.
no, okay.
No,
Okay.
not that type of ash.
Oh, okay.
That's death magic, and this is not death magic.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for asking.
Oh,
Alright, hold on.
There is no human or animal ash on the table. I will need to say that. You can use it,
That's for now.
but that's a different class for Death Witch magic. You need a fireproof container. Now, the different containers that you can use, you can go to Goodwill and get like old like
That's beautiful.
silverware, like this.
It's like a,
It's like a little clamshell.
I love that.
I know.
But the great thing is with this, when you get to like the fire safety part of it, is depends on what you're burning, because black salt has salt in it. If you burn it with oil, the salt will burn with the oil. You'll be able to snuff it out.
Yeah.
Or you get the special fire extinguisher that's made for grease. That works as well. Do not ever use water and oil. That's going to make a bigger fire. But you can also do protection if you're making your black salt in an iron little skillet.
I have that.
These are like $6, $7 at the, this one actually came from Publix.
Wow.
So I've used this for years and years. So use a fireproof dish or cauldron and make sure you're taking your fire safety really important. Now you're going to need a lighter, matches.
Well,
Best to use a long range lighter,
Fire stick.
or this is from the grill department.
Long matches.
And make sure the match is not broke like this.
where did you get extinguisher?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon, and this one was only $10.
What do you Google?
Fire
Extinguisher.
extinguisher.
Small can?
Small can.
K-class.
I was thinking,
K-class
They're
fire
when
extinguisher.
they're gonna send me the whole
K,
can.
K-class.
I will
Fire
actually pass it around. So we,
Ooh. Glad you
Can I
showed
take a
me this.
picture of it?
yes, you can.
I thought this was whipped cream when I saw it in the house.
So,
Yeah, no.
it's
No.
not
Not
whipped cream.
eat or put on your pie.
So the next thing you need to do is when you do black salt, you need to have a container for it. And when you do your containers, you want to make sure you also cleanse your container inside and out when you make your black salt. Or you use your energy once you make it to cleanse and bind with your black salt to infuse your intentions into it. You can also do that. And now you need a mixing bowl or a mortar or pestle. Mortar and pestle. And this is a glass one. This is the one I specifically use for black salt. And it's basically great if you use a smaller one than a bigger one, because with the smaller one you'll be able to funnel it into your drawers with a funnel or with a paper that's folded, so you're not tipping something big and breaking your arms. Next slide, please. So there's so many different other ingredients that you can add to black salt. Typically what you find with the generic black salt recipes online, you'll have salt, ash, pepper, black pepper. I cannot stand black pepper, so there's no black pepper on this table because I sneeze really bad with it. But you can also change the color of the black salt and make it more black with using black food coloring, black pepper. Activated charcoal you can use too. You can use rosemary, parsley, basil, lemon peel, mugwort, thyme, rune, and eggshells. And I do have some with me. And every bottle is labeled of what it is. Next slide, please. Now we're getting to the fire safety part of the presentation. Do you have a fire safety plan set in place? If your spell work goes awry, do you know what to do? Next slide, please.
The children away.
Yes, it's number one. Get the littles away from the fire.
Keep the little ones away, yes. Make sure you have install fire smoke alarms. That's really important. Number 2, make sure you check the batteries. Regularly, every 6 months you should be checking your batteries and your smoke detectors. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher on hand, especially if you're doing a lot of work with oils and stuff and salt. And also, you have to have a plan on how you're going to get out if something does go awry.
Right.
And make sure you have the evacuation plans and everything set up. And also, you have to practice with your family members, like little kids. And also, if you have pets, because you can get out, but you don't want to leave your pets in there. So that's why if you're going to do spell work that involves fire, you want to make sure you are at a point in your house that you know where your animals are, they are secure, and if something goes wrong, you can grab them quick and get out. And this is sometimes like with cats. They go underneath the bed. My suggestion is, have a little happy space for them, like a closet or a bathroom that you can put them in as you're doing your spell work. So if something does go wrong and you need to evacuate, it's on the way and you can grab them. Next slide, please. And this is an example of how to make ash if you're using leftover spell work or incense scrapings. And this is why it's important, because the flame does jump and it does dance, to have all of that stuff on hand and have it prepared. Okay, now, next slide please. Now it's for the hands-on demonstration. So, thank you.
Do we stop sharing that, or do we?
Yes.
Okay.
So is anyone at home going to be making black salt with us tonight?
No, not me.
Not Debbie.
Not me.
Not Ian. 1, 2, 3, not it.
I'm not
Gotcha, gotcha.
Got it.
Alrighty, so So typically I make my black salt in my little iron skillet right here. And this is my leftover workings I've done. The reason why I will not be using this tonight, it would be a major fire hazard. Now if I was at home and I had my different stuff, I will be using that. But for safety reasons, I will be using my clam shell burner. Now this one's a little bit different. I'm going to bring it up to the camera. And the reason why this is the best if you're going to make black salt in it is you'll be able to burn it, and if something goes wrong and you need to extinguish it, it'd be like this. You can close it and it will snuff it. And it's also going to be on its own three little legs, so you don't have to go underneath and grab it. Because that's another thing when you're working with like a little skillet like this.
It's hot.
It will get hot. It will absorb the heat. Now granted, it will absorb the iron benefits of iron into your black salt, but it does get hot. So if you're going to use iron and you're going to burn in it and you're going to move it, you need to also have a pot holder with you so you do not burn your hands.
Making the exit just in case.
Yeah.
That
We all go that way. If anything happens, we all go that way.
We all
Exit
go
the
that
door.
way. And then you head towards the Everglades where the water is.
So what are you putting in there now?
Now this
Oh,
what
it's
I'm
giving
putting
you a
in
slit.
here. Thank you. Extra protection. So what I'm putting in here is leftover ash and parts of where I did spell work and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like offerings, like incense. Incense is great if you're burning like the long tube incense. It's have a little thing like you can collect like the little sticks and the ashen, and thus you're already halfway there with your black salt.
I just knock it right into my mortar and pestle. It's on my altar in the craft room. You probably saw it.
Where there's some of us that has multiple altars, so we have to like take around it everything. That's what I have to do.
Get your own dust buster.
Yeah, yeah.
Designated dust buster.
Now, to make black salt, you also need something to burn it with as well. Now, you can use alcohol, regular rubbing alcohol. That will work great. But I like to use Florida water.
Mm.
So this is going to be very good. Now, when you do this, I will say this very, very multiple times. Once you wet it, remove it from the area.
Mm-hmm.
One spark, this is a big tinder box.
Don't leave Florida water in your car.
Yes.
No.
It will disappear within
It
an
will
hour.
disappear, but it can also explode too, because this is actually a cologne and stuff.
I forgot it there and then I wanted to pick it up later that day. I said,
It's gone.
"You want drinks?"
Especially if people smoke in the car, then,
Yeah, I don't smoke.
no, no,
Makes the car smell really nice for a couple days.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
Now the great thing with this is pretty long and you can like move the fire around. And what you do is you'll just let it burn down.
Now what's in there? The ash and the Florida
Florida
water?
water.
That's it?
Yeah, your leftover like little pieces of the stick from like the incense holders, if you like did offerings, like if you're doing something very special for like protective black salt for like a deity, like Minerva, you collect all the offerings you gave her, like roses or something like that, and you can burn them down and make ash and have that protectiveness
Mhm.
and that love and support that you gave that goddess or god into your spell work.
Smells really soothing and nice.
It does smell good.
And when I do cord magic, if it's a cotton, if it's a natural fiber cord,
Mhm.
you could also put it in there.
And it will burn like this for a while too, so don't be alarmed.
Mm.
Question.
Yes,
Would it be out of bounds to put, say, your own blood into it?
you can.
Okay.
You can add what you want to it to make it stronger. It's up to you what you want to add to it.
Like hair clipping,
Depending on what you're gonna
anything
use
of
it
you
for.
Yes.
can go in there. Okay, yeah.
Yes. And like you just like keep swirling it around, like so.
I do it on the porch with my my little cauldron that's back behind there.
Mhm.
And one time fire was really going. I got this on video, and it started raining, and the lightning, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, "Thank you, Thor."
So I'm gonna let this set. I snuffed it out. But what we're going to use to make our black salt is stuff from the turning tides. That was just a demonstration for everyone to see.
Smells pretty good.
It does smell really good.
Yes. It has a lot of herbs and stuff in there. So. The joys of trying to open something.
Oh, I hate opening
Yeah.
a salt container. It's just sweet. It's under your nail. Until you get it so broken in that it just pops open with a touch. So.
And everyone's going to come up and make their own black salt. Like I have some already made that I've made at home. But I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary into mine. You add your salt. And then you add your ash. And now what you do is you're going to go clockwise to bring in positivity. And then once you have everything grounded up, you can use a piece of paper to help get it in to the container, or you can use a funnel. I have a funnel for everyone to use tonight. And that's how you make black salt.
Nice.
And this is the black salt. After you grind it and everything. So
Okay, so what herbs do you have in the little basket?
in the little basket, I have bay leaf. I have cumin.
That's this side.
Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Chamomile. I have eucalyptus. Eucalyptus.
I always say that one wrong too.
I have cloves.
Mm.
Cloves is really good. I have thyme.
So
We always have time.
Yes.
And I have rosemary. So, we're going to have each person come up. They're going to make their own, and then everyone's going to then go back and set, and then we're going to meditate with our black salts.
Cool.
So which way do you wanna
We
start?
start on,
Panda.
I'll go.
I'm gonna make a mess of that table.
We have a couple of mortars, we can get people going on the single.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Now you can use more than one herb, correct?
Yes, you can.
You're all
But
around
just
the other
be,
side, yeah.
be mindful of the size of the
How
jar.
much you put, yeah, how much you put in there.
Yes.
Oh, just that one.
Okay.
Behind you, Ben?
A little
Might-
baby.
There should be one on the altar
Oh, lightning?
there. No, no, no.
Mortar.
No, behind. Acá moverla.
Thank you.
Esta.
Got it? There's that one. Anybody else wants to? We got one more. Oh, wait, I might need to empty that. Yeah, I'd like to empty that into.
No, I did a mess.
I guess that should be enough salt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's when I'm pouring coffee, making coffee in the morning, so much of the grinds go on the table.
You have to
Take
use
a
first.
bridge.
That is
And
right.
empty out
They-
that one and. And then there's the big one in Minerva's temple.
Do you need a spoon?
That should really get washed.
And which one was that, Josie?
Which one, this?
Yeah.
This is the ash from the
Hey, turning tide.
turning tides.
Do not use that.
Yeah, wash that. I need to wash that first.
There's that mugwort as well.
Yes.
What is that?
Mugwort.
Schmugwort.
Here's the conjugate and salt.
Yeah, they used to call it pirate smoke. It's got a chemical in it that reacts somewhat like THC.
Okay.
To suffer it just makes you sleepy. And removes anxiety.
Yeah, she's washing them
Oh, yeah, we took that
You make your
one.
own.
No, so I'm saying too.
Yeah.
Because you feel my excitement to go.
That probably had
Yes,
salt
yes,
and
go.
root.
Yeah, they can do that one later.
That's
Oh, aparato.
Actually, you could do the salt and root.
Do you mind if I do
That's
some-
it. Yeah, if you use-
I
I'm sorry, how to use
think I'll
that.
just finish that.
Now that you mention
Salt,
Put some ash in it.
Somebody even cheddar. Oh, acá moverla cheddar. Ubasalaka. Yeah, no go to see no. Put you in do, wanga se aqui, se you in do sale. She may do sale. E poi a cosa livre che già
And
i
for
vecchi
those of us
già
who only
livre,
need a
che
small
abbiamo
amount.
chissà che dicono la cosa fuori.
Those seeds.
E c'è mi spezza dentro.
The cat found it particularly yummy.
That's mugwort.
There's another
this is
order of pestle
regular.
here.
Thanks.
Here, pass one over here for little.
Okay.
No,
What's in there?
Don't you wanna use it?
regular or is it
You
normal?
know how to use it?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You can do it together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You do like a scoop of the ash.
Smell like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
You just need.
Yeah, at first it smelled licoricey, but.
it smells kind of like,
That's oregano.
pencil shavings.
Yeah, that's right.
That's, for some reason, it's the childhood memory that I have of that smell.
Speaking of which, I have a whole bunch of fresh oregano and Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
You want it? The cats like to lay in it.
This is oregano.
Doesn't seem to mind.
No, we got a big one out there, I gotta trim back. The branches have become so long. You have to be detriment from walking on the walkway.
I want my rosemary bush to come back.
Wait,
It's
you
trying.
killed the rosemary? How do you do
It
that?
just died.
It died out there in
It
front.
would grow out
Maybe,
again about this big and then
maybe it's too hot there.
a couple of years maybe. moved out.
I'm gonna use
Oh,
thyme.
I think it's too hot in the front there.
It might be.
Maybe it's got too much
Rusted.
sun.
Yeah,
They get
Burned it.
cooked.
cooked oregano. I said, oh, some potatoes, no?
Carl, why are you walking around trouble with a pan and potatoes? Rosemary's ready.
Rosemary bush is on fire. I thought I'd grill up some potatoes.
As long as you're not great voices from it.
You will turn me into the most delicious. See, now that would be
Yeah, no,
alright.
because you can so. Yeah. Okay, ahora termina.
Sometimes you might have to use it
Красавица Сандияна, мочкоза.
When you go magister, you understand?
There we go. So first thing I put out the ash. Ash.
Yeah, I remember when I lived those,
No,
This
ven
is what I need.
You're okay.
on the picture, they looked, you know,
That's a good baby hand
so,
holding them.
but I didn't realize, later on, I found out it was,
Can we
2
have the
ounces
salt,
or 4 ounces or something, it's a ridiculous small number.
Moon, can I have the,
Yeah, read the fine print.
I did
Funnel?
already.
But they're quite effective. They
Time.
really are.
Yep.
But the
I need
little,
for spaghetti. That's what I need.
but the sort of the one that I would like to use on a
Come para.
The one in my craft room is like, weighs a ton.
yeah, just a block of granite, yeah.
Marble ones.
Let me
Wait, now.
I use a, I have a green
Or
one.
the thing on the top. Okay.
So that
Because it won't
doesn't,
absorb
that
any.
doesn't move. I go to it.
The ceramic thing.
Come on, start out to get it.
Sometimes it's on like an olive oil or something.
Io che benetto.
Smells like garlic forever.
Everything tastes like garlic. Well, everything, yeah, because
Yeah.
the oil absorbs.
And this is a bad reason, this is something.
It's, I don't think it's bad. But when you turn around and do something else in it, it doesn't always match up.
Eucalyptus. Garlic and cloves, what an interesting
The one
thing.
quality.
Exactly, yes.
Alba, my mom
Cinnamon
can't sit
and-
still. She's putting everything in the sink.
Okay, who's waiting? You're waiting. Okay.
When in doubt, use a cannon.
Take my mom.
Pardon me?
Aquí está, ¿no?
Sit on the top. Keep that.
Are crackers one of the ingredients? I'm just
Can I
kidding.
see that?
Hey,
Where do you find
it could
these?
be, hey, whatever.
Never
you
works.
do.
Like Amazon. Yeah.
Figli, da sì,
Or like they,
una cucciarina,
they have some in local, like,
guarda,
you know, botanical,
prende la
I've seen
cassiera a
around.
signora Babà.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah.
tu ne
They
hai
probably-
una?
I come back another day.
Hai visto la prepariera quando
No,
viene?
that's why if you order from Amazon, you can order it in bulk. We got a huge package that comes straight to the door and it takes a month.
Okay,
It's
but it's
like,
funny thing, I have it for the water.
oh, yeah, yeah.
And then con la voy a usar,
Right.
me dura un día.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think it was expired by then.
10th when I get it started?
I don't know, it's off the camera.
Ah,
That's it?
I got
I
I
think
got
so.
My own heart.
she's the expert. I'm just,
Yeah.
as far as I know, it doesn't. But I know that, because she's super busy, that's why we get,
Yeah.
count and these packages come. Yeah, it's very convenient. Next day delivery, everything.
They use it for like blessing,
Right,
poquito
right.
nomás, so I don't know that,
So the ash that we got here for the ash from 2022, we can use that to make more black salt.
When you get it, this way you know where it's at one point, right?
Yeah.
And okay, you have one,
Your
right?
black
Okay,
salt.
then, yeah, but still, it's like,
I've
you
learned
use it for
some
everything
more.
else, it's gone. Like, where
I
did
still
go
have
with that?
mine.
alright.
Well, I make it all the time, I
Last
got it
month,
laying
we
around
watched
the
it,
house.
took it out of the house and was gone.
Yeah,
But I use like charcoal briquettes,
Yeah,
or not charcoal briquettes, but mesquite.
yeah, those little round,
I
and you
use
put the
mesquite.
incense on top of it and burn.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll work, yeah, that's all
I
black
use
salt.
mesquite chunks.
I know I keep going.
Another is something about
It's
you.
bird hot.
Nice.
Esa porque se me está.
That was good, but I
Good
this is
flavor.
I was thinking black salt.
Yeah.
He said, sí, tú también con el verde,
But it looks natural.
Did they really put color?
Verde with
Yeah.
color.
It's black, it's real, it's culinary black salt.
It's culinary.
Volcanic.
Yeah.
Alba?
What happened, honey?
Hindi ka para ka natin manado.
Yes, thank you.
Eh, di mo.
Yeah, the same thing I use.
Gusto sa kung ano.
I know, I'm saying that.
It's a little chunky, but I like it.
ah, look at Jen in her element, this should be like old hat for her, yeah, she's like cooking up a kitchen something or another.
She's kitchen witching, boy.
That's it, right? So I know I'm watching her, she's like, look at that, it's just-
I was just saying, I use.
Carl, you gonna make some salt? Okay, you're up.
You're up.
Okay, let's flip it away.
I actually get it from a this is specialty store in Seattle. This is a really
Right over
good
here,
size.
that little black one.
Yeah, that's gonna make like
Dark
enough,
blue.
just
Oh,
enough,
does it
you know?
really?
It's dark blue, it's
You can look
navy.
for some.
Okay.
Baby.
salts to actually have a different taste.
Pungent, huh?
Now
Yeah,
also
we're just
depends
gonna
on what
use the
type of
mugwort
salt you
versus
use.
the-
Oh, the
You put
mugwort,
milk
yeah.
on your
Type of
cat,
salt you're using.
Yeah, I would imagine.
or put the
that.
chamomile and the
No,
mugwort.
I done the Himalayan pink salt and the red
Right.
salt.
You can actually
It's
make,
still the same, I mean, I'm talking about for
Oh,
eating.
yeah, well, I would imagine that
It tastes like.
the things that are designed for eating, but like the natural salts and like the ground you get through rocks, or whatever, I like that tastes pretty good, I would imagine that would taste pretty good, but I see what you're saying. What is it, like, the same?
Yeah, the sun is sun.
you can also make yellow salt by adding
At
cumin,
least 6.
but beware of cumin because it stains.
Stings or stinks?
No, stains.
Oh, stains.
Yeah, it turns some bright yellow.
I could, definitely.
You can even use the turmeric too.
Yeah, but you have to be careful because they will stain whatever you put it on. Like say if you throw away, it will.
Turmeric does have a pretty color.
It does, but once it's,
Orange.
Yeah, it's like orange, yeah.
but once you use it or some cooking whatever, it like, you never get it out of the house.
Saffron.
Yeah, y las tenemos como estamos.
Every single spice out there.
While we're doing it, because there's so much, I mean.
They should try it. I don't see being I don't eat it.
Oh.
I cook it from I don't.
I don't want to.
In order, why don't we much beans?
Really, I could live on these.
Yeah.
All the natural salt.
What are smelling salts made out of?
Ammonia.
Yeah,
ammonium
ammonium
nitrate
nitrate,
or something
something like
Yeah,
that.
ammonium nitrate, that's.
The guy, the phlebotomist had to give me some, that was the last time I got my blood drawn because I was starting to get lightheaded and woozy. So he waved it over
That's
my
always
nose.
fun.
And it doesn't actually work the way people think it works.
My sister used to
It
walk
causes,
around
what it
with
causes is
carries
Smelling salts?
smelling salts with
yes,
rubber.
it causes a crisis in the breathing system.
For
It pushes all the
all
oxygen
kinds of reasons.
away.
Or
So your
I'll
body's
never
like,
forget, I
"Whoa."
was in the hospital.
Yeah. It's like, I need to move away from whatever that is.
She started to
Yeah,
make
Smelling
that.
salts.
Yep.
If you use smelling
It's
salts
just
like you,
Alrighty.
your fries or something, that would be tasting good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be-
All right,
Because-
everyone. So before we do the meditation, does anyone online have any questions or comments about what you've seen tonight?
Looks good, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, welcome.
Anyone else?
Nothing in the
Floor
chat?
is open. Interjection, anything?
Okay.
Alrighty. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and do a quick meditation and connect with our black salt for protection. So everyone close your eyes. Ground yourself. Put both feet on the floor, flat. And focus on what you want to protect this upcoming year that's very precious to you. Now, once you have that image in your head, focus on it. And focus that there's a protective light around it. Hold your salt in both of your hands and infuse your salt with that protective energy. And when you are ready, open your eyes. So does anyone have any questions?
This was great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Klaus said wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And enjoy your black salt, and now you know how to make it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
cool.
I wanna see what this looks like.
The turtle. You're baking a ham.
Okay. Yes. I'm actually going to walk around.
Okay. Oh, that smells
So you
good.
would let that burn more,
I will
right?
let this all burn all the way down.
Yeah, she's good at that stuff. She's good. She has this whole
But it smells nice.
That smells
Yeah,
really
small
good.
holes in
kitchen
it,
and
would
she's
it
like,
almost like a
Yeah,
charcoal,
she's-
it would just keep embering down until it was nothing,
Yes.
so the air could get in? Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, I just. Not that I don't like to do that kind of stuff. A lot of times I'd be very careful with fire because
Well, there's a reason I'm wearing this mask and not my veil right now.
Yeah, burn just a little bit more and you can crunch
I have,
that
like,
up.
as you know,
good.
dexterity issues. It's like, okay,
And with this,
then no.
and with this, when I do burn it all the way down, I do, before I add it to my salt, I put it into my mortar and pestle, and I grind it even more down. So it's a fine powder, like the one I have with me. So I'll pass this around so you guys can see.
Could I add something?
Yes.
Just one quick thing about doing it with the mortar and pestle. If you don't have the wrist strength or you have an injury that doesn't allow you to really grind down in that, a coffee grinder would
Yes, I
probably
was
work
about to
great.
say.
Yeah.
A coffee grinder is your best friend.
You might wanna have a dedicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not switch between the two.
Yeah, do not use your magical coffee grinder to make anything else.
Yeah.
This coffee tastes horrible. What's the matter with it?
Yeah, like, well,
Or you
I
start
actually-
frothing at the
yeah, I have
mouth.
two, one for coffee and one for when I grind herbs.
Yeah.
I don't,
Because you can see the fine powder.
I'm thinking,
This one is.
just the other day, I wanna get at least one more pestle, because I have one nice size, marble one, but I wind up, yes, she made,
Chasing your little bit around the
Yeah.
water, or
Yeah.
it's
I
not
like-
as effective, a smaller
yeah,
one.
sometimes a smaller one.
With high
For-
sides
for just-
like that.
Now, the one I'm using, I make my dry rubs and marinades with. Well, you don't want a little coarser.
And also depending on what type of ash you have, it depends on how dark your black salt will be.
The ash that we gave out after Yule was really black.
That was
Yes.
black. That was really black.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you're burning and what you're using as your ash. Depends on the color of your black salt. It could be gray salt, but still black salt because of the ash.
Yeah, so theoretically, you could use, like, you have a fire and whatever intention with it, the leftover ash from the fire pit, or just.
Yes.
Tell me, what do we do with this?
You
Just take it home and
you can
put
use
it somewhere?
you can use it as protection, like you can sprinkle it around your house,
Oh, okay.
especially around your doorway at the front,
Outside.
outside. Or if you're using like a candle to banish, like say if you're doing it to help do like healing on someone, you can use it to help banish and absorb negative energy on someone who's also sick.
Alright, so you can.
Question, doesn't that depend on what herbs you put into that
Yes.
salt?
Yes. But if you're just using regular ash, like say, like if you burn like pine,
Mm-hmm,
that's a protective
mm-hmm.
herb. And you have pine ash with just regular salt, and you're using it as protection against sickness and stuff, you can dress a candle for that and reinforce that protection onto that candle to help that person be better. You can put it on the candle or around the candle as a protective barrier as well to your spell work.
So my salt, for example, has clove and mugwort. That's not gonna heal anybody.
No. Well,
But it's your personal and it's used for you.
Mhm.
Now, if you're making something to heal someone and you just want regular, like straight black salt, and you just want like the ash from like a healing ritual for the person you did, and you have like a big fire and you collected some and you make black salt and the person keeps getting sick, you can use that to help get them better and to add extra protection.
so I have a question. Let's say you wanted to make like a motor bed or something, could you use the black salt in conjunction with other things to make one bag? Or would it just be, by itself is good?
You can use it by itself or you can add it to a spell.
Yeah,
Could you use like earth generated ash, like say volcanic?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use activated charcoal, like say if like you have like the charcoal bits that you burn like resins on, and you want to use that as your ash, you can use that as your ash too to make black salt. Because now not only are you getting the charcoal, you're also getting the resin like dragon's blood or whatever you're using.
Excellent.
Would it be possible also that for the black salt that you have in that powder form, to get it to a point where it can be adjusted to make like ink to write stuff
Yes.
down? Okay.
Yes, you can. You can put it into an oil. If you're using like a protective oil and you want to boost more protection with it, you can put it in and you can write with it as well.
Powerful.
If you're doing like protective wards and you mix it with oil and your protective black salt, great. Medium to do your wards with. Because then you can go through, if you need to change them, you can change it. And if you want to make a spicy ward that has like extra like kick to it, you can add a different herb to it.
Jalapenos.
Scott bonnet, chili pepper.
Save
Wow.
save your seeds.
Guatemala and Sandy pepper.
Yeah,
Ghost
like,
peppers.
So for that kind of thing that you're talking about, you could also add some of your own bodily fluids.
Yes, you can.
There you go.
Yes, you can. You can add your toenails, your hair, other
what
things.
else? That is.
No.
Yeah, but.
So in that sense, it's like a witch's bottle.
Yes. It's like a witch's bottle for protection. You can add what you want, but you need to make sure you burn everything down
Oh, so you
and
can-
grind it. If you're using something like that.
Well, in that particular sense, it's also like a witch's bottle because with the witch's bottle, the idea is to keep it out of sight and kind of in a dark place. But and then with
The
that,
black salt can be visible to regular people. They won't know what it is.
no, I'm talking about because when you make sure you burn it completely, you have to get any of that leftover visibility.
Any other questions?
Very nice.
No more
presentation.
questions, comments? Okay, thank you.
Oh, Leia's ready to make some of their Celtic sea salt and juniper.
Ooh, that's nice.
Good.
Okay, Alba, would you close our circle, and Moon, would you extinguish the candles?
Yes.
Blow out the candle, but hold it dear to everyone gathered here. From this grove we do depart, but keep its lessons in our heart. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Thank you, Moon, that was great.
Thank you, everyone online.
Thank you.
We hope to see you next week or soon thereafter. Have a great weekend and stay safe.
Yes.
Have a
Good night,
good week,
everyone.
everyone. See you next Friday.
Yes,
See you
good
next
night.
Friday.
You know, every time you say, "Does anyone have any questions?"